Sony to acquire Bungie for $3.6
Yeah.
billion. How ironic is this?
Very, very funny. Very interesting.
I mean, I'm a little rough around the edges on the history here, okay? But was it not Bungie that put the Xbox on the map at all? Wasn't the Xbox kind of just a black box until dun, 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 dun. Like, come on.
Man, and I can try to go find the quote right now, but the head of Xbox, if I remember correctly, fairly recently in an interview was talked to about Bungie. And he talked about how like he feels that modern Xbox, like the company, not the console, would be able to retain Bungie. And he was like, yeah, like we didn't, like maybe, I don't know how he worded it. I'm not reading the article in front of me, but it's something along the lines of like, we didn't necessarily deserve them at the time. Like we weren't doing the right things. We weren't facilitating them properly, all this kind of stuff. But I think we would now, we are now, all that kind of stuff. I would not be surprised if there was conversation going on there. And then they went to Sony, which is really interesting. It's just crazy. Also 3.6 billion when like I'm pretty sure it's just Destiny right now. They do say like Bungie, of course, is the studio behind the original Halo, which is still owned by Microsoft, and the following franchises: Marathon, pre-Halo FPS. That's like I really don't see them doing anything with Marathon.
Yeah.
Myth, Oni, and Destiny.
So Destiny.
Okay. Is this Oni as in Oni of the Dark Forest? Bungie.
It's worth mentioning that while other titles from acquired studios have remained cross-platform for contractual reasons, Bungie's future plan titles are still slated to come out on other platforms. In addition, Bungie says that they will be retaining creative freedom. Although, I don't know. I don't know how you. I don't know how you can say that with complete certainty. Mm-hmm. Like if I sold Linus Media Group, and the buyer said, you will retain creative freedom, maybe there's a way to write a contract that actually guarantees it, but I also feel like the buyer would be crazy.
There's going to be some type of loophole there. There's going to be something they can do.
They'd be crazy not to have a clause in the contract that says, if you screw it up, then we're coming in.
And they could probably also just fire you.
Well, yeah, we'll oust you.
Yeah. Because like you look at Oculus and they just fired them, right? They just fired like everybody from the original team. Oni is not what I thought. It's not Oni in the Dark Forest. It's just called Oni, and it was released in 2001. So as far as I can tell, all these things are just done except for Destiny. Destiny is big. Destiny's a big game. It's been very successful. Every time they release an expansion or whatever, it sells really well. People in that community seem pretty happy for the most part.
Yeah.
So like it's a big thing for Sony to get, but 3.6 billion. Dang. It's consolidation bad. I don't think we need to go over that way too much more.
There's some speculation that Sony is after IP there, game engine technology. There's some speculation that Sony might want to move into more of a publishing role. Maybe it's a cloud gaming move. Sony does cite Bungie's experience with multi-platform development and live game services as a primary motivator for the purchase.
Which honestly, their multi-platform live game service has been just killing it for a long time. So that's very legit. People in chat are also saying new IP is coming. So yeah, that probably makes sense as well.
That's pretty fair.
I also think, and I'm sure everyone is aware of this, that buying Bungie is a bit of a blow to Microsoft.
I think it's pretty clear that there's a message being sent here.
And I wouldn't be surprised if a little bit of that price tag was like, hey,
come on.
You are buying Bungie away from Microsoft, even if they don't own it. Because they were kind of dangling out there on their own for a little while, right? And being attached to something that is not Microsoft now is a statement, even though they weren't owned by Microsoft. Microsoft can still just buy Sony. Oh my goodness.
Well,
I don't see that.
I don't see that ever happening.
That's not going to be allowed.
Yeah, the Japanese government is just not going to let that be a thing.
I don't think the American government would either. Like, I don't think anyone's going to be cool with that.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening, guys.